So now in this video, I want to concentrate on how we determine what chords are even possible, which is going to help us to logically put together the progression that was played. You'll notice I have now gone ahead and from the shortcuts and the diagramming and the solfege that we used, I now have every bass note filled in on the staff. But once again, I'm not taking the time to draw. I will fill it in later more nicely. What I am going to do here, though, is sort of reiterate what we've talked about in class, that the chart that we go over all the time that lists a solfege bass note and its Roman numeral possibilities is really critically important here. Because what we're going to do is, knowing that we have a minute of silence following the bass line, we're going to take time right now and write down all of our possibilities, which, if you do have that chart memorized, can be done very fast. I'm going to show you how. Unfortunately, I don't have space right here, so I'm going to write all the way down here. I know my first chord is Do. I know that my first chord is 1. My second chord has Fa in the bass. If I have Fa in the bass in a minor key, I basically have these possibilities. This is either going to be a 4 chord, it's going to be a 2/6 chord, diminished, don't forget, and outside chance that it could be the 7th chord version, be a 2 half diminished 6/5. With Fa, our fourth possibility is 5/4/2, but we'll mention here in a second that that won't even be possible. I have Sol next. Sol, we had already talked about, is either going to be 5 or 5/7. The other possibility here is 1/6/4, but that's not going to happen. This 5/4/2 chord we can eliminate because 5/4/2 must resolve to 1/6, and that can't even be a thing here. So I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of that now. May in harmonic dictations. While we know from our chord writing possibilities, our part writing practice that we've done, that this could be a 3 chord, 3 chords never happen in College Board harmonic dictation examples. So rather than agonizing over it, I'm going to just go ahead and know that that's a 1/6 chord. Fa, we already did this, so I can either rewrite it or I can just kind of draw an arrow. For clarity, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite 4/2/6, 2/6/5. Then we get T. T is, again, because it's the leading tone, has really limited possibilities. This is either going to be a 5 chord in first inversion or a 5/7 chord in first inversion. That's really all it could be, is 5/6 or 5/6/5. We get the resolution to Do. This is going to, we know we have a 5 chord leading into it. This is going to be a 1 chord. There's really nothing else it could be. The only other thing we ever get on Do is a 4/6/4. But that would be in the context of a pedal 6/4 situation, and we don't have that here. Then finally, resolving La Sol, we know that we have a half cadence at the end, which is either going to be 5 or 5/7. La before it means that we're going to have either a major 6 chord or a minor 4 chord in first inversion, and that is it. So let's take a look. We've got basically the choice here between minor or diminished with these two. We are listening simply for whether this is 5 or 5/7. We know that that's 1/6. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and just write it on the line. With Fa, again, minor or diminished. With T, is it 5 or 5/7? We know that this is going to be a 1 chord here. I'm going to write it on the line. And then with La, it's a matter of, is it a major chord or is it a minor chord, resolving then to the cadence, which is, as we mentioned, is going to be 5 or 5/7. And I should just go ahead and mention this, in a half cadence situation, we really probably, at least College Board rules, won't end with 5/7, but it is always good to verify that with our ears. So that's what you want to do between listenings. Now we're set up here for me to go ahead and hit play, and I'm going to start seeing if I can confirm some of these things.